Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally, and if you're new here, basically I draw and I like to record the process of me drawing or the results of me drawing or the behind the scenes. And so I've got lots of kinds of videos on my channel, including another sketchbook tour, which I'll put up in the corner. But yeah, today is going to be another sketchbook tour. This is the second one that I've completed, and I'm excited to show you kind of my creative process and how it goes inside of the sketchbook. So to start off, specs about the sketchbook. This is a Moleskine, however you pronounce it, journal. It is the sketch journal. It does pretty well with holding other mediums, but I'll talk about that a little later. And yeah, I really like the size. It's like not necessarily 5x7. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like it's 5.25 by 8.25 inches. That is the size of the sketchbook. And as for specs, it's got a rubber band to close it, to keep it closed, and it's also got a tassel to mark your page, which is really nice. I like those features in a sketchbook. Now, as for the way I decorated it, this one was pretty busy with stickers. I just kind of sticker bombed it, and I really liked the look, honestly. And I like kind of the blue theme I have going on in the front. So as for the artists who are featured on my sketchbook, as for the artists that are featured on this sketchbook, I'll talk through it real quick, and then I'll also be linking them in the description, of course, so you can check them out. So this sticker is by I'm a Wonder. This one is from Lord Grease. This one is from Saxon's Art. This one is from Lei Cheng. This one is from Small Art. And so is this one. This one is from Bella Cat Design Co. And all the other holographic and these like paper hearts are my own stickers. And then on the back, these stickers, these cute ones here, are also from Lei Cheng. This one is also from Small Art. This one is from Made by Malin. And this one is from Agtober Co. And this is from Tiramiyasu. So that is all the stickers that we have on here. I just really like them, and I just wanted to display them on here. And they're pretty inspiring, so I like putting stickers on my sketchbook for that reason as well. Then on the inside cover, I have a few more stickers, and I'll put them up on the screen who they're from. But yeah, this is just kind of like the beginning page. I didn't really know what else to do, like if I wanted to draw in here, so I just kind of sticker bombed it because that's always easy, right? And it's an easy way to use the stickers as well. Corner here, I actually put the dates. I forgot to finish it, so let's do that now. All right, so I worked in this sketchbook from January of 2021 to June of 2021, so about 6 months. And I put just my email here in case it got lost, and the reward was my appreciation and a drawing. And I also like to put a few goals in the beginning of my sketchbook just to kind of like remind me of why I started it in the first place, if that makes sense. I mean, you don't need a reason to start a sketchbook, of course, but it is always nice to keep those goals you have, in the back of your mind. So my goals for this sketchbook was to be loose and creative, expand my styles, be colorful, and practice more flora and fauna. And so at the end of the sketchbook tour, let's see if I was able to accomplish those goals. So let's start off with page 1. So I actually left the inside blank. I just did not know what to do with it, and I could not be bothered to really come back to it, I guess, and do something. So I just skipped it. And in this first page is actually an original character of mine, Lyra. Really enjoy her character design, and so I wanted to draw her for New Year's and use some like gold paint on her. I don't know if you can tell, but I think it just really suits her. I used Dr. P.H. Martin India ink for the line art and alcohol markers, Ohuhu alcohol markers for the coloring. It was only after I was already doing it that I realized that India ink does not like alcohol ink. Does not like rubbing alcohol or anything. It actually makes it bleed. So I had to kind of go over a lot of areas of the line art, and I also just kind of wanted to see how alcohol markers held up on this paper. And I don't know if you can tell, but there was a little bit of bleeding on the edges here. So alcohol markers do kind of take all right on this page. I didn't really do that much shading, as you can tell. But yeah, it was okay overall. It was a big learning experience. This gold paint is actually acrylic paint that I thinned out a little bit with some water, and that worked all right. So this is kind of just like a test of playing out with some materials I got. I had also just gotten the India ink for Christmas, so it was just like a fun way to use that. And I really like the red liner, honestly. So next page, I left the back of this blank because it just bled through, obviously, with alcohol markers. And then I was expanding a little bit more on my original characters, Lyra and also Kai. So these two are from the same series that I made up, and I'm hoping to work more on them going into 2022 and maybe doing a few more videos of explaining who they are and the story behind them. TLDR, it's based on Greek mythology, and so Lyra is the daughter of Hades and Persephone, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with Kai yet, because I do want him to be a water element, and I don't know if I want him to be the son of Poseidon, because then that would technically make them cousins, and that's weird because they're also love interests, so I don't know. I'll figure it out and I'll let you know what happens. I just did like a quick watercolor wash, and I really like this page, and their color schemes and their personalities kind of show through with their facial expressions too. Then on the next page, I had recently gotten a book. I'll try and put a picture of it on frame because I'm forgetting the name of it now, but it's basically like a hand and foot reference book, like teaching you how to break up the anatomy of hands and feet. And so I was doing a little practicing here. And then in January, I was also prepping some Valentine's ideas. And so I start my product creation with like sketching out some designs. And then on the bottom, I put the final results. And so I had made this sticker sheet here, which I really like the color scheme. And then I also made some candy heart stickers, which I thought was fun and reminiscent of candy hearts that you get for Valentine's. Next was a couple more practices with hands and feet. And then I also had a lot of extra space here. So I went back and I watched a few videos, took some notes here, notes from videos that I watched on YouTube from Sarah and Apple Cheeks. And it just kind of helps me remember the information I'm actually getting from these videos by writing it down. And what better place to put art related tips than in my sketchbook. And then on this page here is me actually practicing with some Posca pens. I had gotten them for Christmas, and I really wanted to practice with color scheme and like color blocking illustrations because it's not something I typically do, if you know anything about my art that I do. And yeah, I did really enjoy this, and I really like some of these. Like I like the leaves and I like the pineapple, but at the same time, this paper did not hold the Posca pen that well. It was really streaky, and like the paint was just too thick for this paper, so I wouldn't recommend Posca pens really for this paper, but it looks cute. So in light uses, it's probably fine, but if you're planning on kind of doing a big fill, definitely go for some thicker watercolor paper or something like that, or like Bristol paper. The next page was me swatching out some of my Tombow brush pens that I got years and years ago, like I think like 10 years now at least. And so I was kind of playing around with them, just drawing some from scratch. Don't ask me what this is. This is not a language. This is me just kind of messing around. Anyway, I really like this illustration. It's like a deity crying. It almost kind of reminds me of how I would illustrate Persephone. So I like this, and I definitely want to come back to this sometime. And I just like the color blocking and stuff. These were illustrations that I did around the time that I actually went live on Instagram for the first time. And last time, I should probably do it again. I've been wanting to, but I just can't get around to like scheduling a time. Something always comes up, but hopefully going into the end of the year and early next year, we can do some more live illustrations. So I had done this one right before the live. This was me sketching out an idea that my younger brother actually had, which was like a girl with like a bandana, like mask, holding a knife with fire hair. And I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool like concept. So I did it, and I really liked it. I ended up turning it into a sticker and a print for him, and I didn't really sell it otherwise, but I really liked the design. And then this was the illustration I actually did on that live. I really enjoy how it came out because I really like the colors, and it was like the topic was like how to draw from references and like make it your own illustration. So I used a reference for this and just kind of used these color palettes that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I really like this illustration. It's really cute. Next is like a sketch dump page. I don't really have much to say about this other than it's there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah. All right, moving on. This was a sketch for another illustration that my brother had recommended. And I really like this one. I like the sword on her. This was me practicing swords, kind of like right before I was doing this one. And then these are a few sticker illustrations that I had made right around that time and just kind of stuck in my sketchbook so I could remember them because I did do them digitally. This one obviously is this. I gave her a little tail and horns, and I think she looked really cute that way. Next page is definitely a spread I do not like at all. I was trying to practice landscape and I don't really like the colors. I think the colors are like just way too vibrant for my liking to really look properly cohesive. But otherwise, I think it's okay. This was me just kind of using some leftover paints, drawing some like more Animal Crossing inspired looking characters. This was me using gouache too. I am still very much a beginner when it comes to gouache, and I tried to practice it a lot more in this sketchbook. And to be honest, you know, I've showed already a few watercolor and gouache illustrations. This paper actually holds it pretty damn well if you do, you know, thin enough layers. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it for some light washes. Next page is a cute illustration of like a more modern Link and Zelda, Breath of the Wild Link and Zelda. I don't know. I really like them as characters. It's definitely comfort characters for me. So I just kind of wanted to draw them doing little shy poses and in maybe what they would wear in the modern world. Next, I was just kind of practicing some more styles with line art. And so I really enjoy this page because it's just kind of like different types of line art flower illustrations. I won't take credit for some of these. Obviously, I found some of these on Pinterest. At any point, please check out my Pinterest because I do collect my references on there. And I have it open for anybody to check out and use the same references as me and see my inspirations. So the link for that is in my bio as well. Then on this next page, I just have like this little mushroom fairy, this little curly hair girl. And I really liked this illustration too, and I ended up digitizing it as well. Next page is some sketches of some crystals and my color girls that I illustrated last year, I believe. Yeah, it was like late last year with alcohol markers, and I was just trying to kind of figure out what they would look like at different angles. And I really do enjoy this style, and I do enjoy the character design, so I might come back to it. And yes, I have been told that these look a lot like the Powerpuff Girls. And I don't know, maybe it's just something about red, blue, and green that called to me, I guess. But next page is some thumbnails I had for some illustrations that I never really got back to. But this was me taking more notes and practicing more from the hands and feet book. And I was just kind of learning about like the bone structure inside of the arm and hand. And this actually taught me a lot of how to build pretty much any hand pose I want by breaking up the fingers into sections, which makes sense if you look at a finger. So yeah, definitely recommend learning, fundamentals if you're an artist and illustrator, especially if you're just starting out, because it will definitely help you come up with your own poses and creativity, and then you won't have to look at references for poses all the time. And then this page is some cute duckies that I absolutely adore. I like low-key want to get this one tatted. Don't know if I'd ever be comfortable with getting my own art tatted, but this was me kind of playing around with color pencils and like almost using like different hues than I normally would in the line art, like these blues And I just think it added a little bit more interest to the piece, and I really enjoyed that. Again, kind of the similar theme of the last spread, more hands and feet studying, just learning more about how to break it up into parts. And then this page was some tiger studies, and look at this cute little sleepy boy. I love him. He's definitely a favorite. This next spread was made with watercolors. I was just kind of like playing around with textures and colors, and so this page was pretty fun to do. It was really easy. I just did some watercolor washes and then just did some line art over, and I think it came out pretty cool. And then this page was, while I was waiting for this to dry, I was painting this. Yeah, and I really like this little ducky. I ended up making it into an Easter card last year for friends and family, and they really liked it. So yeah, I also did, I think, end up selling it in my shop. It only got like 1 or 2 sales, but it's cute and I love it. I love ducks very, very much, if you can't tell. This next spread, it was me just practicing a few things. I was using my Ohuhu brush pens, like the water-based ones. And I was just doing some more like colorful spreads. This was a thumbnail for an illustration, but it just looked way too stiff and plain, so I didn't really go through with it. And yeah, and then I used some post-it notes to cover up the parts I really didn't like, because I just didn't even want to see it. And here, the premise of this was I was actually practicing how to draw headphones for a commission. So I just kind of played around with different ways to stylize them. And yeah, another thumbnail that I never used. We'll see if I ever do. And then the next page is actually a figure drawing, using Chloe Bailey as the reference, from Chloe and Halle. And I really love their music and I love her aesthetic. And so I thought this was really fun to do. And then I just kind of like filled in the rest of it with just some sketches that kind of felt nice at the time. I was outside drawing these actually because it was actually a really abnormally sunny and warm day in the winter. So this was really nice to just kind of like express how I was feeling. This is how the sun looks like to me, and the trees were all just so barren. I have actually lights on my balcony. So yeah, this is just kind of like me drawing what I see, interpreting it in my own way. And this next spread was also inspired just kind of like my love and interest in drawing more fauna. So definitely got that checked off the list. But yeah, this page was about turtles, obviously. I love turtles as well, and I think these came out pretty cute. This is like a sea turtle, and these are like regular land turtles, I guess. I don't know, like the pet turtles you get. And then this spread was actually inspired by Malin. I was a Patreon of hers at the time, and she was doing like sketchbook prompts or whatever, or like Patreon prompts to make illustrations. So I did a chili cat because that was the prompt, and I just did a little kitty holding a chili. Oh, I actually like the way that sounded. But yeah, I really enjoyed the color theme in this spread, like the browns and reds. I just really, really like this page. So yeah, this is definitely a highlight. Next spread was some bees and sunflowers and some bunnies. Again, like I said, my goal was to practice more flora and fauna. So I was really trying to just do a lot more flowers, a lot more animals. And, you know, we're already maybe like a third into the sketchbook, and I would definitely say that I got there, being a lot more colorful and vibrant so far. So really enjoying just practicing and playing around and stylizing animals too, because there's kind of a level of realism that I do want to bring to the table when I have my illustrations, but at the end of the day, I am like a cartoon anime almost style illustrator, so I kind of want to stay true to that as well. And then the next page is, again, me playing around with some Posca. I, again, apparently did not learn my lesson. The paper did not like this stuff. But it was almost cherry blossom season at this point. So I was just kind of playing around drawing cherry blossoms. I really liked it. And I don't really know what happened here, but it's something, I guess. Oh, man. This... I don't know how to explain this to you. I absolutely detest this spread. This was me trying to do some watercolor spreads, like, you know, really aesthetic, like 4 per spread, watercolor, all different color schemes and like technique. I don't know. All in all, I hate it. These don't make any sense. I just kind of drew some line art on top to try and salvage it and make it look like something, but whatever. This spread was an L. Moving on. Some more Lyra sketches. Oh, I forgot about this one. I actually had plans to fix it up digitally and then print it out and make it a watercolor illustration, watercolor, ink, squash, whatever it is that I really wanted to do. Or maybe a marker illustration, we'll see. My indecisive self strikes again. But anyways, these are again, like my main character, Lyra. And yeah, I think it's a really fun illustration. She is, again, the princess of the underworld because she is the daughter of Hades. So I thought that this kind of looked cool. We'll see what I do with it. And then this was me just kind of practicing with some different line art weights and how it would affect the illustration. I think it gives a pretty cool effect of where to point your focus to almost. These are all sketches at the end of the day, so it's very little pressure, and I don't always achieve what I wanted, but I learned something along the way anyway, which is nice. And kind of the point, right? Oh yeah, look at that, more Lyra spreads. Me just kind of trying to figure out what she would look like. And at this point, I realized, I'm like, dang, yo, none of these faces look like the same character. Like, I really got to work on my consistency with character illustrations. It's not that easy when you are limited with pencil and paper, and you can erase some, but it doesn't always erase completely. But yeah, I don't know. I do like the facial expressions. I was using an expression sheet by TB Choi. Definitely want to give credit where credit is due. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out some character traits that she might have. Because like I said, I do want to develop her character more. And yeah, this was me sketching out some koi fish too, which I really liked. Aw, froggies. So this page is some froggies. I think I was actually designing some illustrations for Zach's Twitch page. And yeah, I was just kind of playing around with how froggies look in different styles of capturing frogs. And then I was sketching on this page and I didn't really like how it was coming out, and so I just kind of like took some notes again, wrote some ideas down. I think at this point I might have been burnt out, it looks like. So yeah, these illustrations are alright. It's just a little different, just kind of putting something down on paper. This one was pretty cute. I did this one in alcohol markers. It came out really good, actually. I really like using the purple for the shadows, and I like how it just looks on the skin tone and on the blues. And yeah, this is a cute illustration, actually. I don't hate this one. The paper obviously had a lot of bleed on the backside because it was alcohol markers, so I actually doodled some stuff here on a separate piece of like cardstock paper and then just taped it in so you wouldn't see the back. And yeah, these are just some more emote sketches of Henry the frog from Animal Crossing as emotes or possible emotes for Zach. Yeah, and then this is just like another like sketch dump page. This spread is definitely my favorite spread of the entire sketchbook. I sketched these out when I was at work one day on my lunch break, and I really loved them, and so I thought it would be a perfect chance to use my Ohuhu skin tone set and just kind of like display the different ranges of skin tones I could possibly get with those. And I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I actually made a video on this, which I'll link up here in the corner as well for your viewing enjoyment. But yeah, I really love this illustration. It looks so juicy. The colors are just so pretty and blended so perfectly, honestly. Next page is some product ideas I had. This is also Zach sketching out our ogre's ear plant and the pot it was in. It's a really cute sketch. He signed it over here, which was nice. I painted these flowers that we had gotten, I think from Home Depot or something, but basically they were like, I think pansies, I forget, or Johnny jump ups in like a watering can pot, which was like super cute. So I just had to paint it. All right, and this next spread is busy. This is really busy. I mean, compared to a spread like this, and then you go to this spread, this is a lot going on. So yeah, I think I just kind of got into doing like more aesthetic, like color scheme pages almost. So I was just sketching some stuff out. This was kind of like a idea for an emote that I just didn't go through with. This is, I think, a bunny or something. It's just like an evil face character. I think that's supposed to be me, honestly. I think these are supposed to be me. I don't know why I drew myself like that. Yeah, and then there's just some other like face sketches, profile practice. I don't like this one at all, but hey, it's something. I also got this little turtle here, which is cute, and some notes from a video by Temi Danso. And then on this page, we've got actually some prep, some sketchbooking for my Earth Day piece, which was like Mother Nature, thumbnailing of like different ways I could set it up. Yeah, and just some notes of what I wanted it to look like. This was about a week before, so this is just me prepping, and it continues on the next page actually. When I was prepping what animals maybe I'd include with her and kind of what she would wear and like look like, other elements I could include. So this was just nice for me to get all my ideas out onto paper before I actually went in and began the illustration. And then this was a sketch. I don't know, that's all I gotta say about it. It's just some mushrooms, a tree, something that kind of looks like Pikachu for some reason, but like a fluffy tail. I don't really know. And there's a, oh, YouTube, please don't get mad at me for that one. Let's move on. Yeah, I don't know. This is me just kind of practicing lettering that I obviously don't have skills for. This mom isn't all bad. This was like a thumbnail for a card, but the rest of this stuff isn't great. And this is just me sketching out some more animals, some ideas with some color pencils. Here are a bunch of product ideas I had that some of them I did go through with, some of them not so much. Some of them I do plan on still going through with, which would be cool. And then this illustration, I really like this page. I actually ended up making this illustration digitally, like as an outline illustration, and then made it like the front of my business card for a little while. That is no longer the case. We have changed the business card design, but for the time I had it, I really liked it. I love this girl. This is my FU design. I actually made it into a tote bag. So if you like this illustration and you like tote bags, check it out. Get one for yourself. But yeah, I really like this. It was just super edgy and a little different than what I usually do, and I really love it. And then I think at this point, we are entering almost into Mermay 2021, which is a month-long event in May, where you basically draw mermaids with different themes, different styles, whatever. You can choose to follow a prompt list or not, or several prompt lists. I followed a few of them, but yeah, this was kind of the start of prepping, just kind of getting back into drawing mermaids again, and I wrote down some ideas I had. And yeah, I'm not sure if you can see this that well, but it's basically just a sketch page of different poses that I could do for mermaids. Yeah, and then this continues. I just kind of am still sketching. And then I also got some other random sketches here. It speaks for itself, right? Oh, this next spread is definitely my favorite. So these were some trees that I painted following along a tutorial. It was How to Paint Studio Ghibli Style Trees by Denisha on YouTube. Yeah, I really love how they came out. It was really helpful tutorial, really easy, honestly, and look at how detailed that looks. Wow, I could not have done that on my own, so that was awesome. And then using the leftover paints here, I was like, oh, maybe I could draw some froggies, and I did, and I really love these guys. I actually turned them into a sticker sheet too, so you can get it on my shop. I honestly really love this page. The colors just fit well together, and it makes me happy. What more can you ask for? So this next page is me actually practicing some underwater flora from some references I found on Pinterest with some watercolor. Here I painted a little mushroom house, which I thought was super cute. I'm actually planning on turning this into a screen print design and maybe just like a full color illustration. So watch out for that if you like mushrooms and like all things enchanted foresty. This page was kind of like a thumbnailing get my ideas out, figure out color scheme page for the prompt algae for mermaid. Here I was just kind of playing around with just some little ideas of like girls in animal hats. I never really made it anything more, but they were cute. And then this page was a similar idea as this one, where I was just kind of like thumbnailing ideas for Sweet Dreams, and I made this into a full illustration and a sticker sheet, so check it out. So I was also a patron of Small Art, or Mel, and their April 2020 art prompt was Daisy, Goose, and Rain. And so I made this little illustration. I really, really love it. I don't know what about the like colors and stuff. They just came out beautifully, and I made this my thank you print for a little while. And I think I might bring it back, honestly, as a thank you print, because it just is super cute and super on brand, honestly. I mean, I love ducks, so it looks really good, in my opinion. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but this was actually Radia's prompt, or Knives Meow, and it was like draw your ideal picnic date. So I was just kind of like thinking of like two little froggies eating some strawberries and cake in a field of tulips with a little river next to them. It was a cool idea. I didn't really finish it, but I liked sketching it, so I had a lot of fun with it. Then we were approaching Mother's Day, and so I really wanted to just kind of make my family, specifically my mom and my aunts and my now mother-in-law, a really nice card for Mother's Day that was just like kind of cute. I don't know. This is me kind of designing some stamp or print on envelope ideas, and me furthering the Sweet Dreams idea. Let's not talk about the anatomy in this. I pretend not to see it, so you should too. Anyway, then we got this cute little angel girl that I did do digitally, but I didn't really like as much digitally, and a mermaid here in the sketchbook. Then is when I was full-fledged entering my mermaid and like underwater animal phase. I had gotten a book actually, and I'll put it up on the screen again because I once again do not remember what it's called off the top of my head. Yeah, it was a really, really good book for references, so I did not take credit for these. These were drawn by someone else, and I was doing a study, so please do not come at me because I am literally saying it right now. But yeah, I really like the colors of this mermaid. She's cute. Nice color scheme. And then I drew Ariel, and this painting was like super sweet. I, once again, have a video on this, so check it out if you're interested. But yeah, this came out really sweet, and I don't know, the colors look good. So I'm very happy with my work here. Here I was learning about jellyfish because that was the next prompt for mermaid. So here I was just kind of studying about them, like what they're consisted of, what all the like different types of jellyfish could look like and stuff. And yeah, I learned that jellyfish are not actually fish. So if you didn't know that, well, now you know. Here I had gone to the park, and Zach was playing basketball, and he wanted me to play with him, but I wasn't really feeling up to it. I wasn't feeling that well. So instead I sat and drew, and I drew this big tree that was next to me and the hoop that he was playing at. So I thought it was pretty cool. Here is that initial sketch for that jellyfish mermaid that I mentioned. And again, I did go through and finish that illustration. It's actually a print in my shop right now too. So if you want to check that out, feel free. I'd appreciate it. And then some more product ideas, you know, and some notes on where to get things, some thumbnails, whatever. Oh, this is the anime boy spread. I was currently watching Shokugeki, and I've been kind of on and off watching My Hero Academia, and I finally convinced Zach to watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with me. He had never seen it. I have watched it many a times. It is definitely an S+ tier anime. So I was just kind of like drawing some anime boys, like exploring their styles. And yeah, I didn't finish it because I wasn't watching another anime at the time, so I didn't know who to draw. So we'll just leave that blank forever. Next page over here was actually the day we visited the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. I didn't really draw that much while I was there, honestly, because I was just kind of taking it all in. And we did go through the American art side first, so there wasn't that much there was a lot of inspiring things there, of course, obviously, but it was a lot of realism, and that's not really my style. So I wasn't like that inspired to draw while I was there, but Zach was. We got to see some John Singleton Copley pieces. If you live in Boston or know Boston, you know that Copley is obviously a very prominent name. So it was really cool to see his paintings in person. So Zach drew basically his rendition of Watson and the Shark, and it was really cute. And then I went back in and filled up the rest of the page with a little sketch of The Fish by John Lafarge. And then this next page was some more practice, just some more underwater animal practice. Oh, this spread is interesting. Okay, so this was just me again exploring Lyra and Kai schemes. I think this one is hilarious because this entirely sums up their relationship. Lyra is like super outgoing and also protective, and Kai is just kind of like, meh, I'm so sorry, like kind of like more down to earth. I mean, not more down to earth, but just quieter. And so I think this is so funny. Like, excuse me, he said no pickles. Like, that meme definitely applies to these two. I just think it's sweet. He's just a very sweet, shy, quiet boy, and she's outgoing but also can be shy. And I don't know, their dynamic is sweet to me. Maybe one day I'll go more into them and it'll make a lot more sense. But yeah, anyways, and yeah, the last two spreads of at least the last two full, like, finished, I guess, spreads of the sketchbook were also from that book that I mentioned that I used to study at a mermaid. And I was practicing underwater flora, and like coral was this page specifically, and that was really fun to do, and like use some watercolors and to add some color. And then I did the same thing with a few different kinds of fish, and it was just a really good learning experience because now I feel like I can go into drawing fish with a little more confidence. And then this is the last spread. It is very underwhelming, just because I was kind of just scribbling. I didn't really have any more inspiration at this point, so I just kind of wanted to finish it. I added in some stickers that I made a sticker set out of. I actually took a bunch of watercolor mermaids that I made and made a set of 8 stickers for $6 on my shop. So if you like any of these, check them out. There's a few more that aren't even shown here, but yeah. And then this is the last page. I started out the sketchbook with Lyra, so I thought it was fitting to end it off with Lyra again. So I drew her here, just kind of sketched it out, added some line art, and put a "see you next time," because that is the end of this sketchbook, but with endings come new beginnings as well. And then here I just stuck a few more stickers that, I don't know, I just wanted to fill it up, make it not so empty. And this sketchbook actually does have a pocket. I don't have anything in the pocket except for some kind of messed up stickers that I didn't end up using. That is the end of the sketchbook. Overall, I really love this sketchbook. A lot of really good ideas came to me in the first half of the year through this sketchbook, and I just overall love a lot of the ideas. I used a lot of them for products in the past, and I still have a lot of plans to use what's left for products in the future. So this book's got a lot of potential, and it has a lot of growth. I can definitely see myself, actually achieving these goals. Let me know what you think, if you think I reached these. If you have any feedback or any questions, let me know. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely promise to have more sketchbook tours in the future, but right now I'm working in like 4 or 5 different ones, so it might take a little while for me to finish another one before I can do another tour. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos, definitely give me a subscribe. That's all I have for you. Again, I hope you enjoyed, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.